And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, to another episode of Who's Got Clout here on Clout Forum. My name is Mark Bentley. I am your host here from Western Australia, and we have my fellow co-host Alex Roken and founder of Clout Forum tuning in from Russia. And together we're enjoying bringing on the different characters of DeSo and really tuning into what's happening under the obvious and seeing what's up and rising. And today we have a very special guest, our maestro, Anurag Khona. So Anurag, welcome. How are you today, my friend? Oh, we've just got you muted at the moment. Let me get that sorted. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
We got you.
Oh, perfect. So thank you. I was saying, thank you for having me here today. It's a pleasure.
It's great to have you, man. And so just before we get started in our conversation, to give everyone some context, if you haven't come across Anurag yet, Anurag is working on something that's actually fascinating. It's something that I'm pretty excited for. I know Alex is excited for, and I think seems to be a great thing for DeSo. So let me just read this out a little bit, Anurag, before we start. So the founder of the Everything Store. So for those that haven't come across the Everything Store yet, it's a place where you can actually go and put your DeSo to good use and actually purchase real life items and get them sent out to you. So Anurag is blessed with a rare and winning combination of creativity, communication, and understanding of technology. His career straddles across finance, advertising, marketing, technology, and communications, of which he has spent the past 8 years leveraging technology creatively for effectively and efficiently solving business problems and ensuring business growth. Armed with finely honed skills in wealth management, blockchain, stocks, metaverse, real estate, and managing and nurturing client relationships, and pre-emptive risk management. He is adept at not just realistic planning, but streamlined execution and delivery of varied projects. So just straight off the bat, Anurag, you're my kind of guy to be. If I'm going to be going into a startup like, DeSo, something so new, you're the kind of person I love having by my side that I know can keep his eye on all the different challenges we got going on.
We have to basically see. Initially, DeSo is at such a early stage, basically, that I wanted to do something on top of DeSo that helps all the 1+ billion users that come on its different social medias tomorrow. So, so let me tell you how exactly I got on DeSo initially. I was brand new on Clubhouse. I was like almost a week old, you can say, at that point. And I was one of the clickbaits on Jay Goodell's room that said Elon Musk had a coin. And it really sounded like interesting to me. So I was like, oh, let me just click in and hear what they're saying. And I did not leave that room until the room basically ended, because what they had to say, it completely changed my perspective on the whole social media aspect after that. So the whole Elon Musk coin thing at that point, apparently, I think it was early March when I came to know. So around that time, it was fascinating to hear like a celebrity, like a kind of businessman having his own coin out. So I was more intrigued to know why. What does that coin do? Like how can I get my hands on it, basically?
Mm.
And that's how I think I got on Big Cloud and now DeSo at that point.
Nice, nice. So, I mean, right there, because there was obviously a lot of controversy around the way they used the profiles, public figures, and the coins, etc. But I think right there, we're seeing the evidence of that's a big thing that got a lot of us in here. That got a lot of us to pay attention, right?
It did. The reason is, see, in pandemic, we have realized that we are accelerating more towards social media, or like relying more on social medias in general. We are seeing what the current issues are with existing social medias, and we see a solution right in front of us. That what is the solution to the present problems that we can solve today. And DeSo basically solves that issue of social dilemma that is out there. Like on that Netflix basically episode of, I think, Social Dilemma, it says if you are not buying a product, you are the product at the end of the day.
Mm,
So he- so the,
absolutely.
these so DeSo, what it does is it just makes it much more clearer for people to just see and have like a price attached to their username or like themselves at that point. You still have the price on Facebook or Instagram or current social medias. It just depends on how many followers you have. According to the number of followers, you'll get like sponsorship from like brands. You'll be able to like attract like more places, create more content for those people, so on and so forth. So
Yeah.
here it gives you the power at the end of the day to accumulate and spread out all of those content and the way you want to be, and not being controlled regarding your finances or your data at the end of the day by a third party.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. And it really brings that level of transparency within the trading of value, right? Where it's no longer this, kind of, well, it's like Facebook. Facebook is trading our value rather than us owning our own value and trading that.
Now,
So
now technically it's Meta from today. I think they're going to change the name by the
I
end of
just
the
heard
month.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what the worst part
So
is, Anurag? There was a part of me that was the biggest part was, here we go. And then the other part was this little boy excited going, oh, Metaverse. And it's like, oh, Meta. And it's like, their marketing's going to work on this. This is dangerous. We've got to watch these guys.
but Metaverse is something that everyone is looking forward to, basically.
Mm,
Like even we are, be it like Decentraland personally, which I am, which one of the metaverses that I is my favorite, you could say, and I have invested a little bit in that, basically. But I think there are metaverse is a long term thing, and that is gonna stay. And I think with the
yeah.
whole narrative of storyline going out of Facebook right now through its own employees and ex-employees, basically at that point. So I think it is a good strategy, basically at that point for them to directly just change the name, rebrand themselves, try to move towards metaverse, basically. So,
Yeah.
and I think, but at the end of the day, what they're trying to do, DeSo already solves that problem for you. So you're still not relying on the centralized, basically mentality at the end of the day. Here, it is easy for anyone to track the data. Basically, the Diamond app, it came out. That is beautiful. What Cloud Feed Rebel is doing it, that is amazing. So
Mm,
that's when I came up with the idea initially that all the social medias that are going to be built on top of basically DeSo blockchain, regardless of the kind of social medias they are built, basically be it like a 2D social media that we see right now as bigcloud.com, or a 3D metaverse of if someone is working on apparently on that. So in all of those circumstances, I feel like all the users of the social media need a more convenient way at one place where you're able to buy physical goods as well as your digital goods, basically on the same blockchain without leaving the app. and doing basically the same thing. So today,
Mm.
the problem is that right now, if you want to go out for Christmas shopping, then you have to convert your DeSo to go on the blockchain, on the exchange, get $2 or the local fiat currency that the country that you're in. For your case, Australian dollars, basically at that point. And after that, do the same shopping that you can do right now just with DeSo.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe this is a good time, Anurag. Should I bring up the screen share and show everyone what everything store looks like so they get a bit of a visual for what you've created?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's do that. Let's do that, because that was like you say, it's one of the things that's so amazing about this is, until we have ways you can use this currency, DeSo, for real world applications, right? It's still a fantasy for a lot of people. But when you start saying, hang on, you're saying that I can earn tips on bitclout.com or Diamond App or whatever thing, I can sell an NFT, a piece of my art, and then I can jump over to the everything store and use those exact same funds I just earned to buy myself some things that are going to get delivered to my house for my business, for my personal. That is a game changer, I think, for a lot of people.
Exactly. And like once we bring up the website, you can see there are like various categories that you can buy. Currently, we are almost at around 1,700 plus products that we have on the website. And the main categories, like you can see, are books, electronics, home goods, toys. We are coming out with the whole digital world section, including digital art. That is going to be by the end of the year, and also book a trip. So book a trip is really one of my favorite things, where you will be apparently able to book flights and hotels around the world using DeSo.
See, that's pretty exciting. I think that's pretty exciting for a lot of people that are going to be eager to be traveling and putting your DeSo to work, man. So how does this work? So, okay, first of all, let's have a look. So you got books, and this is what I love about what you've done here as well. It's not just high ticket items like, laptops and things like this, which, like everyone can see here, you can jump on, you've got your different MacBooks and things, and you've even got your price. So you can sort what price you're looking at, your filters in there. So you've done a great job here, but it's not only these expensive things, right? Like we can go to books and biographies and memoirs, and, like Matthew McConaughey. It's a fantastic book. So it's people can actually go on and for less than a DeSo 0.7 go and order their different books. Now, does this include delivery as well?
So exactly. So right now, basically for a dollar value equivalent to $500. So until that amount, there is an equivalent to $10 basically that you're paying for shipping. Anything above that basically is free shipping. So, and when you look at the prices, we have maintained the pricing values of all the products. So if you look at the Matthew McConaughey book, and if you see, so say for example, if the seller wants to sell that book for $100, so regardless of the inflation or the deflation of DeSo to dollar pricing, the price will always be $100. So basically we currently have live pricing where every couple minutes, I think every minute and a half, basically the prices get updated and adjusted to the increasing or the decreasing value of DeSo compared to dollars.
Awesome. Because so it is very regular. That's great.
Exactly. And we had to, and see, that was my biggest pet peeve when I saw that there were like few different marketplaces that were coming up on DeSo blockchain at that point. And where I remember seeing a used Ford truck that, and because of the inflation and because of the rising prices of DeSo at that point, it was costing around like in dollar amount, it was close to around like $70,000. And it didn't make sense to me. Like, why would I pay that much money to get a used car? For that much money, I can get a brand new car, even if I like paying the gas fees and everything and exchanging my crypto at the end of the day, So at that point, so that was something that I wanted to make sure that to create a sustainable e-commerce marketplace on top of a social media. See, because when I'm on social media, I don't want the marketplace to affect my usage of social media. I just want it to be there. So if I want to buy anything, an NFT or book a flight, book a hotel, or buy a cell phone the new iPhone 13 Pro, basically. So I can just do it within the app. So tomorrow, the goal is to have access to everything store on basically all of the social medias that are built on top of DeSo blockchain. So the marketplace at the end of the day will be one click away, whether you want to sell something or whether you want to buy something, regardless of what part of the world it is in.
I'm hearing you. And so at the moment it's only in the US, is that correct?
Yes, currently we are still trying to solve the shipping logistics because of that. But by the end of the year, we will start global shipping. We are aiming for complete global shipping, but we know that we are going to start with some Asian countries for sure, India being one of them, where the products will be available to be purchased. Local products will be available to be purchased, basically. From then there is Middle East too. We have a couple sellers down there. So before the end of the year, we will be expanding into other countries, and we are aiming for global shipping.
Nice, fantastic. So just to be clear, right now, someone in America, in fact, I think was it Hunter H. Paulson that put out a post from Everything Store that had ordered something, had it delivered and confirmed
exactly.
it?
Yep.
Yeah, that was exciting to see.
Yeah, that was exciting. So that was a great thing even for me to see that someone did like actually jump on, didn't wait to see basically just gave it a try as it was a new project that launched on DeSo. I think it was 2 weekends ago, 16th if I'm not wrong. And I realized it took me 196 days from the day I had the idea of Everything Store to basically launch that website. So it was a while. 196 days to be precise. So it was a while before I came up with that stuff. But yeah, Hunter Paulson.
Just on that note quickly, that's actually a pretty, for me personally, a vitally important piece of information to know, because it's one of those things that, there's so many people come onto these new platforms and things as they're starting up with great ideas. They try to execute them, and then within like 2 weeks, they've launched and burnt, and kind of, it wasn't like a really deeply thought through, grounded concept. Whereas really you can see with the Everything Store, you have put a lot of thought and energy into this. So
like I said,
it took trust to it.
It took 196 days to make it look like an overnight thought and execution, basically, of a website. But the initial idea, how I came up with the Everything Store was my father. He owns a dollar store in Connecticut, basically. So yeah, exactly. So it is called Khona's Dollar, based on my last name. So initially, I was thinking about like bringing the products from his store and being able to sell it on DeSo, like getting his store on DeSo blockchain. And then because of the dollar amount value, I felt that why am I just sticking to like few dollar products? Why can't I provide access to literally everything out there sooner or later? And so basically, then I spoke with my friend who is a great developer and who works for me and who helped me build this website. So at that point, the whole idea was that why not just sell anything that starts from $1 without an upper price limit? If someone really wants to buy it, they have access to it. And that's why the name also Everything Store, because it does relate to my father's old store called Everything a Dollar at that point.
Nice.
So from that, it was easy for me to like just get the name, and it did fit perfectly because you are able to go from physical goods to digital goods to even booking a flight as of right now on just one click away with DeSo.
Yeah, that is incredible. That is incredible. So can I ask, how does this work? Like, is it a bit like Amazon, where you have different sellers who then take responsibility for sourcing the products, and then you like, what's the mechanics that kind of go on there between buying and delivery?
Okay, so currently there are 3 phases that we are trying to make Everything Store more decentralized. the information that does not really need to be with us, for example, we don't want to keep that information. We want to basically pass that information at the end of the day on blockchain for everyone to equally access the information, basically. So one thing that helps is not to create a conundrum at the end of the day and being back to square one, where we are the only ones hoarding the data and not giving access to anyone. So that data initially helps people, if someone wants to become a seller on DeSo blockchain or on Everything Store, it becomes much more easier for them to see what people are purchasing, what kind of products are being sold, how many people are actually spending money, etc. So right now we are on phase one, basically, where we are working with few selected sellers as of right now, and we are taking in applications for the future sellers. On phase two, sellers will be automatically be able to create an account on Everything Store using their public key and login from DeSo blockchain. And after that, they'll be able to instantly list all the products of, if they have any products to sell in existing categories, they'll be able to list it and make it active right away. So that is, I would say, like a few months away right now. And phase three is, like I said, going to be completely decentralized at that point. That is the goal to achieve.
That's incredible. Like am I right in kind of hearing this as being, in a way, and I know it's not great comparing it to old world models, nothing feels great comparing to, they're not very sexy anymore, but is it almost like, right, and thinking of it in the sense as like a decentralized eBay, decentralized eBay type thing, or decentralized Amazon?
I think it is more of if you're comparing to like the currently the existing marketplaces out there, then it's more similar to Amazon, and it is more than Amazon because currently on Amazon you're not able to actually book flights, buy digital art part, or even book an hotel, or spend your cryptocurrency at one place. So it is the marketplace is similar to that, but then we are trying to pursue which is much more and different from Amazon at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're really moving this Amazon concept that's been a kind of very kind of greedy, held into a isolated chamber, and it's kind of, the concept's being released now and kind of becoming a lot more open, and moving into Web 3.0, where, like, how awesome is that you'll be able to list like a, Clout Punk NFT for 100 grand, or 100 DeSo, 1,000 DeSo.
Exactly. So imagine any of the NFTs that you're buying right now, currently on this blockchain, or in the future when even Nadir is talking about having a junction or a link between Ethereum blockchain and DeSo, basically blockchain. So imagine having that free space where you're moving digital art from one blockchain to the other, and or giving a utility from one blockchain to the other, and Everything Store becomes a median for just that.
Yeah, absolutely. This is exciting, man. This is really exciting. So now, just before we continue, I want to do a big shout out. We've got I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, but live in the room, we've got Manatana Darayason. So thanks for joining us. And anyone watching on the YouTube live stream and Twitch live stream, or live on DeSo blockchain, welcome and thanks for joining us. Please pop any comments or questions you might have for Anurag about the Everything Store, or about Anurag and his journey with DeSo, and we'll integrate that in as we go. Actually, we've even got Nishan Thomas. So Sean Drums from the platform, he's one of my favorite drummers on there. And he said, that's what we need for sure, from Nishan. So we've got a few comments already coming in. Awesome, Anurag.
Thank you.
Now, what's been your response so far with getting it out there? I mean, we've seen Hunter Paulson with his order and his share. How's it been so far?
So basically, initially, there was one order. The second order that was placed was by Nadir Al-Najib himself, basically. I didn't realize it. Actually, I was out with family for dinner at that point. And on Discord, I think someone I think it's Aditya and some other person basically tagged me, and they were like, we just realized that Madair bought from so and so account uh, a product from your website. And I'm like, I do not know. I need to check that. And then I did, and then basically I did see that he did purchase a product. So I'm guessing either he did really want that product, and at the same time he was testing the website. That's basically the generic view that I'm looking at, where he was testing the website too at the same time to see how exactly the execution works from placing an order to getting the product delivered. The only sad thing about him was that his and H. Paulson's product were shipped almost at the same time, and his got delayed because of the shipping partner at USPS. So I think he got his product a week or like 10 days later than was supposed to get the product.
Yeah, always the way, huh?
But he did get it, so that's a good thing.
That's a great thing. And hey, to be fair, Anna, I mean, like shipping in the world for the last over a year and a half now has been not a trustworthy process, and it's definitely not your fault. That's the shipping companies, right? Like it's chaos out there. But I mean,
it is.
And also just to say in Nader's credit, that's so awesome to see that he is actually paying attention and testing the very things built on the blockchain, and not just kind of, you know, looking from afar, but getting involved, that's what I love about the guy. You know, you really see him amongst the community.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing about basically the core team, include, of course, he's the main one, but I think that is the good thing about the core team who have been behind the whole DeSo, initially Big Clout blockchain. The reason, because I think, like we all know, since we are still so early on this blockchain, so it is a good thing where the core team is taking feedback and having an eye open for all the new projects that are coming on top of DeSo. So it does give basically an essence to the project to see if the project is actually something that is within the line of within the line of the core team members, or how are you pursuing on top of basically the blockchain at the end of the day.
Indeed. Hey, I just want to say we've got a comment here on YouTube from Salil Sethi, one of our favorites out there on the platform. It's good to see you, Salil. And he said, excited to see Anurag here. Curious to hear how he is thinking about returns. So
basically the return. So soon we are going to start raising the initial seed round for Everything Store. Right now, we have been talking to few investors, and a couple more investors have approached me regarding that. But returns are the returns where we are working is where a part of the profit is basically going to go to the coin holders of Everything Store at the end of the day. We are trying to see how exactly that we are still in the midst of to see how exactly that mechanism will work, and how the money will flow, and how much we can get make it decentralized at the end of the day, basically. So the first goal is to make it more decentralized, while pursuing the returns. And returns in marketplaces are basically pretty fair, I can say, at the end of the day. So I think we'll have to just give it like some time to see how the returns are, and once we have the talk, then it will be easier for me to put it out there.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I mean, it's one of those things, right, where we're in uncharted territories here, exploring new ways of doing things, and I think it's the beauty of DeSo. And personally, what I love is the chaos. Like, I've always loved being in the storm, being on the edge, watching it, you know, or because in the end, we have, what do they say about the light globe? Took a 1,000 attempts before they got the right one, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, no, that's exciting. I mean, even just as you're saying, this idea of potentially sharing, like, you know, profits with the coin holders, for example, and then that in itself is pretty groundbreaking in a way, and pretty exciting for the users. And I can see there's so many so many functions that you'll be able to explore those creator coins with the everything store and the way you can use them.
So one of the functions that we are coming up with on Everything Store that basically I think I can talk a little about right now because we are going to come before the end of the year. So one of the features is that the creators who are going to sell their NFTs on Everything Store will have the option to sell either the NFT with DeSo or with their own creator coin currency. Whichever currency they choose will be the currency that will be the permanent currency anytime that NFT resells after that, basically. So what that does is it gives an intrinsic value to creator coins and not just long-term holding value to that.
So it's like, so if there was someone like, say, Banksy, for example, famous artist comes onto the platform, creates an incredible piece of art, and then sells it. So I guess, am I hearing right in what you're saying, that without being done in the creator coin, it can be sold and then it just drifts off and kind of, you get your 10% or whatever might have been set into the NFT that comes back to the coin, but the rest is gone. Whereas you're saying that it could be set that every time someone wants to resell it, it has to be done in Banksy coin. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. So so here, the more better example, like Punk, basically. So if Clout sells on Everything Store, it will have the option to sell it in Clout coins. Okay, so now if Clout coins sell, so say for it's selling it equivalent to $1,000 of Clout coins, and say the value is one Clout coins is equals to $1,000, just for the example. Okay, so and say if I buy it, so first if I'm not already holding Clout coins, I have to go ahead and buy that coins. All right. So I get that one coin or equivalent to that dollar value amount of coin that I need. I buy that NFT. Now, whenever I want to resell that NFT to and whoever buys it, it will always be sold in Clout coins, basically. So he will be getting his royalties and he will be passing royalties to his coin holders. But what that will do is also give a more intrinsic and trading value in short term to creator coins that is missing currently from the whole creator coin aspect on the blockchain right now.
That's pretty mind blowing. It's it's been over 6 months on the platform now. The brain's constantly stretching to try and comprehend where we're going with this. And you have just dropped one of those moments of like, now I'm going to be contemplating this for the rest of the day, Anurag. I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight. Thanks. Like, because that's actually a pretty amazing concept. I'd never considered. So
yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah, because I wanted to come up with a way where creator coin is because the way I see it at the end of the day, regardless if you're holding DeSo or if you're holding anyone's creator coin, the overall social tokens, they just I don't just see them for someone to just hold and hodl for the rest of their lives. I see them as being a social transactional currency too at the end of the day, and that is what exactly I'm trying to pursue with Everything Store.
Absolutely. It's because it's one of those things. I remember when we first came on the platform and everyone was buying everyone's coin and they said, "Oh, buy my coin, I'll never sell." What's the point of this? If we're all just going to buy into a coin and then hold for the rest of our lives, there has to be a use for that coin. Right.
Exactly.
And so now I'm starting to hear this is one of the solutions that will really start opening that up.
This is one of the solutions. I have a second solution too, but it's too early for me to talk about since we are just penning it down. But we are, I am looking at multiple scenarios where I can make more usage of all the kind of social tokens that we have on DeSo blockchain, and not just DeSo at the end of the day.
Man, that's you're getting me very excited today, Anurag. It's as we've been going forward, it's whenever these new avenues open up, the inspiration just floods back in to keep pumping this out to the people, knowing that people like yourself are developing amazing products that we can start bringing people in to just make this more and more interesting place, a more and more comfortable place where it's easy, right? Because a lot of people say, well, that's great, I can earn all this DeSo or this thing, these diamonds. If they're not crypto people, they're just like, well, what do I do with it? The idea of moving to an exchange is so foreign to so many of them. But this idea that it's like, hey, let me show you everything store, just go spend some, go buy yourself a book.
Exactly. See, there are like currently there are only two things that you could do with DeSo or Creator Coin. One with Creator Coins is if you want to move it, if you want to move like Creator Coins around, or if you want to like reinvest, you have to liquidate it, get it into DeSo, invest in someone else. Or if you want to cash out and buy like the same products that we are selling on Everything Store, then you have to convert your Creator Coins to DeSo, then you have to send it to a different wallet, convert it into Ethereum or basically Bitcoin, or cash it on blockchain.com or other basically exchanges. So here, and I think it sounds too boring to me at the end of the day. That's my problem. Like it's just too simple, like just the transactional. So why not just be able to do all the things you are planning to do after that conversion, but without going through all that hassle and without wasting all that time at the end of the day?
Absolutely. And it's amazing. A lot of people might get into the technicalities, but it really does come down to the psychology, right? Like that's really what matters, is all these illusions. Like you look at a lot of things, like even a shop front is really just a room with a bunch of desks. But because of the branding and the rest, we create this illusion of an experience of a place. But in the end, it is that psychology of that people want to have an experience. And I think that's what you're offering here. So where is that transaction actually happening from DeSo to dollars? Because obviously at some point, the wholesalers, the people selling the products, will be wanting dollars at the moment. So does that happen with the seller?
So currently, I am one of the major sellers myself, basically, who is selling most of the products on the website. So right now, what we are doing is we are, whenever someone is buying the products, we are holding on to DeSos and we are not liquidating it, and we are raising the debt on the dollars on the fiat currency or the dollar side at the same time. So technically we are keeping it both separate. And whenever in phase 2, the new sellers will be able to like come and create an account and be able to start selling their products themselves. So at that point, they will be basically taking DeSos as a payment, and then we have a solution for them too down the line that will help them basically. Or at that time, if the sellers want to convert into fiat currency to pay the other people that basically who aren't using DeSo or any other crypto, then they can liquidate it on existing blockchains, or we'll provide a solution for them too at that point.
Fantastic. I'm going to have to hand you over to Alex to ask some questions. He always has some good questions at the end of the podcast, but I'm sitting here just getting carried away in this one. With what you're saying there, Anurag, is I mean, really, in a way, if we wanted to be, very big picture, this is really making that bridge for businesses, because businesses are going to sooner or later, and they already have, start moving to cryptocurrencies in different ways. And at this early stage, I know for myself personally, if I had a business that was selling product, I love the idea of, I sell personal sessions, one-on-one sessions, helping people find purpose. That's kind of my career before I did this. And I would rather get paid in DeSo than dollars right now. Because for me, it's like, well, every session that I'd sell for, the 1.5 DeSo or 2 DeSo or whatever it is, like I believe that we are so early right now that that's going to 10x if I just sell it in that and let it stay on DeSo. So I think we've got a perfect kind of environment right now to encourage new sellers to come on board and start actually leveraging this, where everyone kind of wins. So
exactly. And even if you think that, and even if you think on the contrary side that the prices are going to fall or go down to an X amount, then you can basically not try to hold DeSo, spend it, get the same amount of product, and not worry about it. At the end of see, either way, everything store makes it convenient for you not to worry about the price if of the DeSo value if it's going up or down until you have DeSo. Basically, you can spend it on literally everything out there until it's legal, of course. Then you can spend it out there and just buy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Anurag, this has been a fascinating conversation so far. I will now, Alex, are you ready with some questions for this incredible young man? By the way, Anurag, where are you in the States? Are you over in the States?
Currently, yeah, I am in Connecticut right now for the past couple of months. But I do reside in Florida. I'm not thinking about going back. I think I'm going to move to New York soon.
Yeah, right.
I miss cleaning the snow every winter. That's why.
As much as I'm Australian, I have had that experience. I used to live in Norway for about 5 years, and it was beautiful. Plenty of snow. We're in the opposite back here. All right,
lucky you,
Alex. How you doing, my friend? You got some questions?
I'm fine, thank you. And Anurag, if you miss for the snow, Russia is always open for you. There are a lot of snow for you, for sure.
Yeah, I think next year I am planning to come to Russia for a couple of weeks. So wow. if I do end up, we should definitely meet.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, we'll find the opportunity to meet each other.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's take a few questions about the business and business side of things, and then we'll move to more personal questions for you. So every day business owners struggles with some force majeures, unpredicted obstacles, and managing their own level of stress because of it. How do you manage it? What's your principles or secrets for it? And in the end, is vodka a solution for it?
I think my secret to managing stress is basically I play video games, and I think I try to, and I listen to. I'm trying to get into more of reading books, but right now I'm more into Audible, basically. So I do listen to a lot of books. I think the more I listen to different perspectives and what different point of views are on different kinds of book, I think it helps me relax more because then I can try and think and broaden my perspective on basically whatever is stressing me out for that day or for that time.
You know, when I'm talking about books, I can look a little bit smarter than I am, and it's always the good side when you're talking about the books. But let's cut it off and let's talk about games. This is a so exciting topic because I'm a gamer too.
Definitely.
And I want to know your preferences about it. So, what's your favorite games?
So my favorite. So I usually play FIFA. Basically, currently I have started playing Call of Duty again. That is one game I play on my one of my phones, basically, whenever I'm like traveling or something. But I think FIFA is the only my go-to game that I usually love. I used to even love F1 racing a lot, but I haven't just played that in a while. What kind of games do you like?
Yeah. I'm more a guy of RPG games, and I like FIFA very much for about maybe 10 years, but then I just felt it was the same game every year, and I wanted something new, So I've found some interesting games in RPG styles like Witcher, like Dark Souls, if you've heard of them, I don't know.
Oh, Dark Souls. That's nice. I know. The one game that I don't usually talk about is because I always lose is Mario Kart. I feel like if you win in Mario Kart, that's a whole new level of flex you can have. I'm really, really bad at that game currently. I'm like working super hard to get like a little bit better on that.
I just want to recommend you to try Dark Souls. It's very hard game, but if you manage to pass like first 5-10 hours, and you'll get the mechanics of it, you'll enjoy it. for sure.
All right.
It's the feeling of overcoming obstacles and so on and so forth. It's interesting.
Okay, I'll give that a try.
Looking forward to hear your feedback on it. So, speaking about the business side, how do you face complaints from customers?
So currently, luckily, we don't have any complaints, basically. And in future, the whole goal is that if there is any complaint, then that is going to be the number one priority, because if we are able to solve every issue that any of the customers are having, so then I think that is the key to customer satisfaction and retaining the customers to keep on shopping from Everything Store. So I think that's the goal. That's the whole goal with the complaint section. But I hope I don't get any. But I am waiting to get my first complaint, and it will be interesting to see what the first complaint is about.
Yeah, but it's like they say, hope for the best and prepare for the worst. So
exactly. I think I am prepared for the worst, or I'm just like thinking I'm prepared for the worst, but we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, you always need
Sorry,
to
Alex.
have a plan. Yeah.
I was going to say, Anurag, hopefully the first complaint is Jeff Bezos complaining you're taking his business.
I think I don't know. I think I'm right now speechless about that. I think we will be speechless if that is the complaint.
So you should say to him that he needs to contact with your services of complaints, and they will mitigate this issue.
No, but I think that is something to learn from basically him, I would say, because I did read a book about him and Amazon and him in general. I think his mentality is to take complaints seriously, where people were able to directly email him to the complaints or the problems that they're facing on Amazon when he up till the point that he was the CEO. I don't know the current status about that part. But so I think that is always the key about it. And if you see currently, there are many companies who do not really focus on customer service or pay attention to what the complaints are about their user base, are the ones who end up losing their user base much quickly and getting replaced with brand new and much better basically companies out there at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was one of the first guys in the business who manifested the customer first in terms of experience and so on and so forth. That's why Amazon got the direction that they had before.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's move further and let's try to explore your inner world. And could you share with us what's the most strange or outrageous things you've ever done in your life?
Oh, strange. I think recently the most strange out of the blue thing that I did was I was out with my cousin for dinner in New York, and we were at this like nice Italian place, like eating some pasta, drinking some good wine at that point. And I just happened to go on my phone on Instagram, and then I saw like one of this friend was in Nashville, like having like drinking on this like great rooftop bar, and I just told my cousin, I'm like, let's just go to Nashville. And it was like 1 o'clock in the night, basically. And then even he was like, yeah, like, let's just go. So at 1:30 in the night from New York, we start driving all the way to the Nashville. That was 15 hours drive, all right? I'm never doing that again. 15 hours each way it took me. And the lucky thing was when the weekend that I went down there was a Rolling Stone concert happening down there, and I was able to get last minute tickets. So it was worth it down there. But other than that, no. That 30-hour drive really got to me.
This is something when you can say, listen to your gut, and this one was just it. So
yeah, exactly.
You went to the concert.
Yeah, this gut was Rolling Stone gut, basically, that got me to Nashville.
Awesome story, man. Thank you. So one thing that I really want to see in Everything Store is a food delivery service one day. what is the most often thing you've been ordering in food delivery services since COVID lockdown?
I think in COVID lockdown, actually, what has happened is I have cut down on ordering food because I ended up coming to my parents' place since I haven't like seen them in a while. So I've I have had so much good home cooked meals basically for the past year that I think that is going to be a problem when I go back to Florida and I have to like call Uber Eats and get like one of those like cold falafels or like something like down there. So I think that is going to be a bigger problem at that point for me. But the thing about like having a food delivery system on everything store, that is a little bit ambitious for right now, honestly. But we have something down the pipeline where you will be where we will work on something on how you can use DeSo in physical stores too.
Wow.
With physical retailers.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hear about it as soon as possible. But I know it takes time to form the idea and bring it to life. So we are quite patient on it.
I think the only reason we are waiting on that part, basically on everything store, is that we are waiting for mass adoption. So the more people start joining the DeSo blockchain, I think right now there are just less of different kind of social medias to attract people. I know there are a few more social medias getting coming up. I think one of them is a gem project that where the core team is also like I think involved behind that social media. So it will be interesting to see what different kind of social medias do come on this blockchain. But whenever that happens and whenever the mass adoption happens, at that point we will pursue basically how you as an individual or how you as a seller or a physical store owner will be able to use and transfer basically DeSos to buy anything or for your services or for your like one-on-one classes at that point, Mark.
And I was even thinking like that would create the avenue for great like what do you call it, loyalty perks, membership perks. Like for example, you go to a cafe that you go to regularly and you can buy their coin and pay for it with that and get a discount. So therefore it's kind of keeping it all in house, and it's just opening up the imagination, Anurag. That's
exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a whole dark hole to talk about, you know.
Alice in Wonderland, as much as I've ever seen it.
Absolutely, man. Anurag, let's proceed with my some very strange and unique questions. So what's the biggest passion for you in the life?
What's my biggest, I'm sorry? Passion for me.
What are you passionate about the most?
I think my passion is always to try and learn more. I think that has been my biggest curiosity in my existence, basically you could say at that point, where I just want to know more regardless of the topic. Like I don't see okay, like there are sometimes like dumb talks that I like even I do, but even when people are just talking on like stupid topics, I somehow I always get inquisitive to know, because I don't know. You could say basically it's like a bug in me, basically, that just craves for like more information, like feed me at the end of the day. So I think that's my passion, and I think that's why I do what I do at the end of the day, and I think that's how I came up with Everything Store too, because of me trying to think on different magnitudes and from different spectrum of what can work on DeSo, what can help those 1+ billion people when they arrive on DeSo on its different blockchain. So how can I provide a service to those 1+ billion people at that point? And I think, basically.
Awesome, man. That is an incredible trait of your character, and I really adore that you have this one as your passion. And you know, I can say it's the same thing about Mark. I think I see this feature in his eyes as well. So
and some video games too.
Anurag,
I can't leave that out.
yeah.
I was going to say, Anurag, we're going to get along just fine. I'm looking forward to following your adventure because I'm the same. I love consuming everything I can find.
Awesome.
So my last question for you, man, is what are those 3 things that Anurag likes in DeSo, Nadir, and Mark Bentley?
I think you already named 2 things that I like on DeSo. One is Nadir, one is Mark Bentley. So I think what I like, I genuinely like is Cloud Forum, and I have been following Cloud Forum. I think I was talking with you, Alex, a couple days ago about I can see the difference from episode 1 to basically this episode of how far basically it has come, the execution, the way, the format, everything, and now the Hobbit house that Mark is in, beautiful, basically. But I think apart from that, what I'm looking forward and the 3 things that interest me, one is the directness of everything. The only thing I can think of is everything store and nothing else right now. I'm blinded by everything else. But
Absolutely.
the directness of the essence of social media on the next level and on the Web3 that DeSo provides, I think, as a main vision of it through its creator coins and through its own tokens too. I think that is one main thing I like about it. The second thing about DeSo is where I think it's the whole decentralized part where information is not just with any particular social media that is going to come up on DeSo. Basically, all of that information will be equally accessible by every single one, and you can already see there are so many people on DeSo community right now who are creating really wonderful tools that help you track and follow portfolios of people, basically have information on people, have a podcast about people, have a store on and usage of DeSo coins, amongst other things. So, and or have something like even like CloutCon or basically where having a virtual event, what they did at that point. So it's really interesting and different perspective when different heads when they come together. So I would say, I think those are the major points about DeSo that I like. And overall, Nadir, I think after DeSo, I went and read the Basis Protocol too, more in detail initially that he was working on. And I think even that made so much sense. But I think the only problem at that time was it was ahead of its time, which I don't feel with DeSo. I think DeSo is perfectly in time and laying down the foundation for Web3 and for all the future social medias that are going to be coming up and replacing existing social media, including Facebook or aka Meta now, or TikTok or any other like social medias that are going to come out, or even or something like that will take out Rumble, which is a competition of YouTube, if I'm not wrong, basically.
Yeah. So, and what's the favorite part about the Mark?
Oh, so I think, okay, so a favorite part about the Mark, I think I want to say the Hobbit house right now, because as soon as we have started this, that is the only thing, like, I'm a huge Lord of the LOTR fan. I think if I knew about this, I would have even found the one ring that I own actually, and I would have like shown it.
You legit have one, huh?
I legit have that one ring. I went out of the way 3 years ago on my birthday. I was in India and I was like, I need to make this ring for me. I got it made for me at that point.
You had it made as well.
I had it made, yeah. Because like the one ring can only be made. It can't be like it has to be wielded.
Fantastic.
So after having all these answers from you, man, the one thing that I can state for sure is that you are a great speaker, man.
Thank you.
thank you for all answers that we've got, Mark.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Hey, Alex, thanks, man. I appreciate everything you bring to the table with Cloutform and everything else. It's Anurag, it's for so often, Alex is the unseen and unshining star of Cloutform that made all this possible. He's the one that hooked me in the beginning and got me interested, and we've just gelled and had so much fun. And I think that's one of the key words that I'm seeing with everything that's happening on DeSo that's successful is people that are having fun, right? Collaborating, working together, having fun with it. And as Alex says, the way you present yourself is, authentic, genuine, and a fun-loving person that likes to laugh. So that's the kind of person I like to put my trust in.
Thank you. That's what I hope for, basically.
So Anurag, before we close up, because we've gone a bit over time, thanks for sticking it out with us. There's a giveaway that Everything Store is doing to help with the promotion of sharing this episode. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so basically the giveaway is pretty simple. We are gonna have a contest about anyone who follows and read Clout, and kind of an NFT, like an image token of Everything Store coin. We'll after a week of that, I think we'll close that on next Thursday, I want to say.
Right.
By
Thursday 4th, 8 p.m. EST.
Yeah, Thursday 4th, 8 p.m. Yep, we'll close that. So after that, through a randomizer, we will pick one random winner who will be able to get that NFT and will be able to claim 0.5 off Everything Store coin. And yeah, you'll just be able to cash out. And we also have a special discount for everyone who's going to shop for the whole month from right now. They can use in promo code as Cloutform and get a 10% discount on checkout too for the whole month. That can help them with their Christmas shopping too.
So that's what I was thinking, Anurag. This Christmas, do your Christmas shopping on DeSo, on the Everything
That's
Store.
my plan.
With DeSo on the Everything Store.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And so just for everyone when listening in, obviously one of the things that we need support with from Cloutform is getting these replays out, getting these live videos out so people see them. It's one of the challenges in the beginning of, really getting seen without having to pay for marketing like Facebook, etc. So this is a great way that you can support all of us by when the replay comes out, give it a repost. Make sure to watch it as well, because I guess if you're listening to me now, it's a lot of good information here. Repost it and make sure to follow the Everything Store. So that I think is the qualifications for the giveaway, to repost the replay with Anurag about the Everything Store and follow the Everything Store. By doing those two things, and then you've got until Thursday the 4th, 8 p.m. EST to do so. And the best part about this, Anurag, I was thinking about, is it's half of an Everything Store coin, right? Now, the Everything Store coin is currently worth $310 right now. So that's right now. But as people watch this replay, they get to meet Anurag, they get to hear what's going on. Because for me, it's always seeing the person behind it. Like, I'm so much behind your store now that I've had this conversation with you. So as over this week, what I'm excited about seeing is that half a coin might be worth around $150 right now, which is great. But with it being shared out, the more you repost it, the more people get it out there and talk about it and watch this replay, the more that prize is going to be worth by the time we come to drawing it Thursday next week. So it's kind of a win-win-win, which is my kind of promotion. So that's awesome.
Definitely. That's what we look for at Everything Store, win, and win. Always.
Fantastic. Awesome. All right, my friend. Well, you know what? My vision is that I hope to one day buy my first Tesla from the Everything Store with Tesla coin or DeSo or whatever it is that we end up using.
Exactly. Yeah. And my vision is to be able to sell you that as soon as possible.
And I look forward to showing you around Perth in it.
Definitely.
Awesome.
We should do that.
Hey, thanks again for coming on, making the time, Anurag. I know there's a lot to be done out there. So really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me on Cloutform. Thank you so much, Mark. And thank you so much, Alex. You're like the Houdini behind the picture. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Anurag.
Absolutely. And a big shout out to everyone watching. Make sure you repost, keep up with everything, and we'll see you on the next episode. We've got some couple exciting ones coming up next week and the weeks to come. So make sure you are following Clout Forum and click that little notifications button so you get to hear all the fun stuff we get up to. All right. Much love, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you on the flip side.